Luka being traded to the Lakers was the worst trade in NBA history. And I mean history. Easily the most shocking trade. When you think about how insane of a player Luka is, and being so young, for the Mavs to just say, hey, it is what it is, get him out of here, is crazy, bro. We got to get into the first part of the video. Let's just go over Luka's accomplishments at the young age of 25, bro. Already at the age of 25, this man has already carried the Mavs to a Western Conference Finals. I mean, that year they went to the Western Conference Finals but didn't make the finals. Luka carried that team. That is just insane. They would just let him walk away like that after carrying them like that. What makes it even crazier and even more shocking is not only the fact that this man's 25, Luka just got them to the finals last year. It's not like, okay, we've never been to the championship with this guy, or we went to the championship with this dude, but it was like 7 years ago. Luka literally just got them to the championship last year. That is just insane to me, that you would just let him walk. You just ship him out. Y'all were just in the finals. That's crazy to me. And when you look at more of Luka's accolades, he's only 25 and he has 5 first-team All-NBAs. Let that sink in. This man has 5 first-team All-NBA, not 5 All-Stars, not 5 most improved players, not 5 like, oh, this guy was the best in the conference or what. No, this man has 5 first-team All-NBAs. And the Mavs are like, nah, I don't need that. Let me ship him off. That is just so insane to me, bro. He's the only player in NBA history. Anytime you in a situation where only player in NBA history starts off your sentence, you know you're cracked. This man is the only player in NBA history to have 60 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists in a game. Let that sink in, bro. That is video game numbers. Video game numbers. 60 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists. And I remember that game like it was yesterday. It was that comeback game against the Knicks where it seemed like it was GG's. It was over. And then he had that crazy putback. I think if y'all remember the game, y'all understand. If y'all remember the game, that game was crazy. Like, it was down by like, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was down by like maybe 7 or 8 with 20 seconds to go. And things just went their way, and they were able to come back, force it to OT, and win that game, which is crazy. But yeah, like, bro is the only player. Wilt didn't even pull this off. Bro's the only player to drop 60, 20, and 10 in a game. That's insane, bro. And then if you just look at Luka's career stats, bro, Luka over his career, not for a month, not for a season, for his career, he averages 29 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Bro almost averages a triple-double for his career. This is a generational talent right here that potentially might go down as top 10 all time. And the Mavericks traded him in his prime. That's a bar. Someone write that down. Like, bro, this man might go down top 10 all time, and you traded him. You could probably argue Luka's not even in his prime right now. He's 25, bro. This is just insane. This is the dumbest trade in NBA history. This is so crazy, bro. But as crazy as this trade was, we have to try to find some type of rationale in it. We have to try to find some reason. Like, the GM didn't just wake up one day like, you know what, my best player, my franchise player, a dude that's probably gonna have a statue next to Dirk Nowitzki, let's just trade him away. There has to be some reasons. So, you know, as the trade went out or whatever, you know, things start circulating. Okay, what could be the reasons why you would let go of a generational talent like Luka? Now, the first thing that was circling around was, you know, his conditioning. You know, maybe he was out of shape. Rumors say he's pushing 270, which is pretty crazy, but it's Luka, bro. Like, the production is like, you kind of have to ignore the weight a little bit. I get it. The conditioning's bad. They probably want him to play at maybe like a 240, 250, you know, so he could be a little more agile on his feet. But you can fix that, though. You can fix that, bro. You can get him on a diet plan. You could work stuff out to get him to drop weight. But it's like, that's fixable, bro. That doesn't seem like worthy of getting rid of somebody like that. But okay, fine. He had weight concerns, being about 270. All right, cool. At first, when this story broke, bro, I was like, yo, Mark Cuban, what are you doing? You are trading Luka? But then I had to do a little more research, and I just found out that, Mark, he sold his majority stake in the team. I think he like sold it because he wanted to spend more time with his kids, which is a noble reason. Hey, he's not part of basketball operation anymore, so I get it. That makes total sense. Shout out to you, Mark. So that means there's some new people in town, right? There's some new people in town that have taken over. Obviously, what comes with new people in town, it means it's going to probably be new rules, a new way of running things. Certain things that maybe Mark tolerated with Luka, maybe the new ownership was like, nah, I don't really mess with that. When you look at the conditioning and you look at the fact that Luka plays no defense, that's the next part. Luka plays no defense. As good as Luka is, Hall of Fame offensive talent, Luka's defense is horrible. It got completely exposed in last year's finals. The Celtics literally targeted Luka any chance they got. They would try to get their best scorer to switch on to Luka and just go to work. Luka cannot defend a rock. That's just what it is. I love Luka, but we got to call it what it is. So I guess that was another hindrance. Like, okay, cool, he's giving us points, but we're basically lacking on defense when he's out there. He's out of shape. Already he's not playing the best defense, and he's not keeping his conditioning up. All those things played a factor in the fact that I think at the end of this season, Luka was basically going to be able to get the super max deal. So they're like, wait a second. So I got this dude, even though he's a generational talent that is out of shape, doesn't play defense, and I'm a new owner too, and I maybe am not that used to like running basketball teams and stuff. So I'm looking at it from like a purely analytical perspective. Like, cool, I'm about to pay this man a bunch of money. And so I'm about to pay this man a bunch of money. It's going to be hard to build around him. So I have to build around this guy. Do I trust to build my franchise around a guy that doesn't play defense, does not take care of his body, and he's injury prone? Like, he's not like super injury prone, but I think like Luka recently, like he is hurt. He's not hurt right now. He recently was hurt. I have to look it up. But basically, Luka was hurt this season. He's like, wait a second, I'm about to pay this man all this money, and he has all these things I don't like. I'd rather swap him out for something else and try to make a play right now. It still seems crazy. You do not give up on a generational talent like Luka. But hey, the new owner said, hey, it is what it is. Get him out of here, bro. So now when you look at the post trade, right? At the end of the day, Anthony Davis to the Mavericks, Luka to the Lakers, right? We have to break it down to who won the trade. That's the next thing. A trade like this is so crazy that we got to let the dust settle and ask ourselves, okay, cool, who came out on top? Let's really analyze though, because at first it seems like, oh my God, the Lakers won. The Mavs are crazy. But I had to do a little more research and really look at it, see like, cool, who really won this trade, right? So we look at the Lakers, right? The Lakers, they get a generational talent that will have the Lakers set for the next 10 years, bro. Because they can build around Luka, bro. And I think this little situation where he got traded out of the blue is going to wake him up like, yo, whoa, like as great as I was, they still shipped me off because they didn't like the things I was doing. Maybe I should get a little bit more in shape now. Maybe we're going to see a different Luka that we ain't never seen, bro. A Luka that's going to absolutely be a phenom to stop, because now he's actually going to take his conditioning serious. Who knows? But LA has their guy for the next 10 years. It's perfect. You learn from LeBron, play with LeBron, and it's a smooth transition from LeBron to Luka. Beautiful. Lakers have their next guy for the next 10 years, right? Also, we have to look at the negatives, though. The Lakers did get worse on defense because the Lakers were already struggling just with like not having a big. So then you ship off Anthony Davis, who's one of like the best when he's healthy, right? Because he's very injury prone, but when he's healthy, one of the best defenders in the game. You shipped him off and you replace him with Luka, who can't cover a rock. Your defense is horrible. So you're going to have a lot of scoring power, but if you can't play defense, it's kind of like, what's the point? You know, you have Luka dropping 30 and LeBron dropping 28 and y'all still lose. So it's like, who knows? But they got worse on defense. We got to call it how we see it. They did get worse on defense, and they still need that center. That's just what it is. But now let's look at the Mavs, though. The Mavs lost their first scoring option and a generational talent. Like, that's hard to fill, bro. Like, when you got a team like that and you got your guy that he's used to being ball dominant, the team's used to, all right, cool, the game's gonna run through him. I may be a guy that's not that skilled to where I can't really create my own shot, but I know I got a guy like Luka that's going to, you know, command the defense's attention to allow me to get those open spot up shots. It's tough. Now, they still got Kyrie, though. Kyrie can still cook, but it's just like, it's hard to fill a role of a potential top 10 all-time player, bro. That's just insane. But the Mavs did get better defensively, though. They got rid of Luka, who sucked on defense, and got Anthony Davis, who is insane on defense. So they got better defensively. But with AD, though, like I said, AD is very injury prone, and he's up there in age where it's like, all right, cool. If AD stays healthy, you're good. But it's a coin flip on whether this man's going to be healthy or not. So it's like, we just got to wait and see. Now, Kyrie's getting up there in age too, but the main problem with Kyrie is Kyrie has never won a championship where he was the number one scoring option. That's just the reality. He's never done it when he was the number one scoring option. He always had to have another guy. It's not saying Kyrie's bad. Kyrie is a generational talent. But just from the facts we have presented to us, it has never worked when Kyrie was the first scoring option. It's just never worked. He's been like the best Robin we've ever seen. But it never worked when he was Batman. That's just what it is. So we got to see how that works. And then AD proved in LA that he can't really be a good first scoring option. LA wanted more out of AD in the sense of they wanted him to be the first scoring option and let LeBron play like that support role. But AD could not consistently be that. So it's like, okay, if AD's not going to do it, they kind of expect Kyrie to do it. But Kyrie has never proven that he can actually do it. So it's like, we got to see how that works, okay? We got to see, bro. We just going to have to see. Now, the reality is the only way for the Mavs to truly win this trade, like honest to God win this trade, it's not just them winning a championship. They bare minimum need to win a championship, but they have to win more championships than Luka in the course of his career. Because if the Mavs end up winning one or two championships, or just one championship, great, right? They said they win because they're built to win now. Because AD's up there in age, Kyrie's up there in age. They need to get a chip in the next 2 to 3 years to make this trade even slightly worth it. Say in 2 years they get a chip, right? But then Luka goes and wins 4 or 5 with LA. That's the biggest L. That's the biggest L that these GMs and owners could have ever made. I am excited to see how this trade plays out, bro. I ultimately think that the Lakers are going to win this trade in the long run. In the short term, I don't think they're really contenders right now, but in the long run, I think they're going to win this trade. It's just insane to me that you can be that good, be that generational, and get traded. And this should be a wake-up call to all players in the NBA. If Luka can get traded, anyone can get traded.